This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
Developing right now at 4, Vice President Kamala Harris is in St. Louis. She's preparing to deliver a speech as the Democratic National Committee meets downtown. The vice presidential visit is drawing attention to some big races on the ballot next year. Good evening, I'm Kate Quinn.
And I'm Brent Solomon. The vice president is expected to speak in about 20 minutes. Let's go to our political editor, Mark Maxwell, at the Marriott downtown.
Hundreds of Democrats are packed in here to hear from Vice President Kamala Harris, her visit, and the DNC fall meeting itself, giving a national boost of attention to Missouri Democrats who have been out of power in Jefferson City and in the U.S. Senate now. The vice president will address the Women's Caucus, a key voter bloc for Democrats hoping to highlight abortion restrictions on the ballot and their fight to repeal them at the state and federal levels. Donald Trump, of course, won Missouri by double digits both times he was on the ballot, too. He may well be again in 2024. We asked the chair of the DNC, Jamie Harrison, why come to Missouri?
Some big races in Missouri in 2024. We got a governor's race here, we got the United States Senate race here, and so I want to make sure as chair of the DNC that the folks here understand that we want your vote, we want your support, and we're going to stand up and let you know what the things and the values that we have and how we are going to fight for you.
Trump's victories in Missouri also, of course, coming before January 6th, before his 4 criminal indictments, and before the House Republicans deposed their own speaker just earlier a few days ago. And Democrats expect them to really highlight that chaos as a key part of their messaging going into 2024. They said with that same narrow majority, they passed big pieces of legislation, and by giving Republicans control of the House, you see the aftermath. We'll hear more from Vice President Harris and have more for you at 5 and 6 o'clock in downtown. Mark Maxwell, 5 on your side.
All right, Mark, thanks. A small group of homeless people are now taking residence near St. Louis City Hall. Earlier this week, the city shut down a homeless encampment that sat outside of City Hall for about a month. The Board of Aldermen has now introduced a measure called the Unhoused Bill of Rights. It would create a pathway for safe camping areas and expand mobile bathrooms and showers at homeless encampments. It also eases restrictions to allow new shelters.
The first section consists of some repeals of behaviors that criminalize poverty and that are weaponized specifically against unhoused members of our community. The second portion of it is about protections of displacement, and it really talks about should the city have to break up any unintentional encampments, how do we treat our unhoused neighbors with human dignity when that has to be the case.
City workers relocated some of the homeless people living outside City Hall to shelters and to a tiny homes transitional village.
Developing today, the United Auto Workers Union says it will not expand its strikes after General Motors made a concession on unionizing electric vehicle battery plants. It's considered a breakthrough and one the UAW says will change the future of the union and the auto industry. Striking automakers have been walking the picket line outside the GM plant in Wentzville and several other plants for 3 weeks now.
The plan was to draw down engine and transmission plants and permanently replace them with low-wage battery jobs. We had a different plan, and our plan is winning at GM. And we expect it to win at Ford and Stellantis as well.
The UAW president didn't rule out expanding the strike in the future. He said GM made the change after the union threatened to strike at a plant in Arlington, Texas that makes highly profitable large SUVs. GM says negotiations remain ongoing and it's still working to find solutions to outstanding issues. Right now, power is out in parts of South St. Louis. We are going to show you that in just a moment.
Yeah, firefighters were called out to a scene. We're going to get that story for you, so stay with us in just a few moments. Let's go ahead and get to your Weather First forecast. It finally feels like fall. Our Weather First team hard at work taking a look for us. Chief Meteorologist Scott Cotto now. Hey, Scott.
Hey there, Brent. Jim Castillo and I have been watching as these clouds rolled in this afternoon. And now, as quickly as they've rolled in, they're already starting to roll away and move out of areas west and northwest of St. Louis. Sun returning here over St. Charles now, but it's chilly sunshine this afternoon for sure. Here's a look down in Arnold. Still gray skies for the most part here, but your clouds won't last all that much longer. Everything's right on schedule. Exactly what we were thinking today. We started out with sunshine. The clouds rolled in. The breeze picked up. The cooler temperatures are surging in, but the back edge of that cloud cover sliding into the metro area as we speak. Here are your temperatures, though, and they are cool. Upper 50s to lower 60s right now. Plus, we have winds. You can see the camera bouncing here in downtown St. Louis, looking over at Enterprise Center. The colder air surging in with those gusty winds. The gusty winds will settle some late tonight, which means the chance of patchy frost is possible, mainly west and southwest of St. Louis. We do have a frost advisory that's been issued for parts of the Ozarks back into western and southwestern Missouri. That does include the Rolla and Salem areas of Missouri. We will catch you back here in just a few minutes as we look towards the upcoming weekend and the chilly weather, Kay, that it brings.
All right. Thank you, Scott. All right. We are following breaking news right now. In downtown St. Louis, firefighters on the scene of a fire at the Railway Exchange building on Olive Street. This building once served as the flagship store for Famous Bar. It's been sitting vacant for years, and vandals and the homeless continue to make their way inside. We have a crew there right now. We are speaking with firefighters. We will update you as we learn more. Right now, power is out in parts of South St. Louis. And this is the reason why. Police say a train got tangled in low-lying wires at First and Choteau about 2 hours ago. It took down several power poles. There are no reports of injuries. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Department trying to figure out how an inmate died while in jail. Corrections officers found the 27-year-old man unresponsive inside his cell yesterday. He died there. The inmate's name has not been released.
Well, the St. Louis County Health Department will offer COVID boosters next week. It will be available at all of its health centers. Walk-in appointments are welcome, and anyone with insurance should bring their insurance card with them. The September jobs report paints a far better than expected picture for our economy. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, employers added 336,000 jobs. But that doesn't mean we can expect grocery prices to drop anytime soon. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how today's report may even influence the Fed's next decision on interest rates.
In a September surprise, the U.S. economy added 336,000 jobs last month, nearly doubling economists' predictions and easing recession fears. President Biden crediting his administration's policies.
It's no accident. It's Bidenomics. We're growing the economy from the middle out, the bottom up, not the top down.
Republican critics are slamming Bidenomics, and a September NBC News poll showed just 37% of voters surveyed approve of how the president has handled the economy. Experts point to lingering inflation.
When you are still paying higher fuel prices, higher food prices, generally higher prices for just about everything in your life, that starts to weigh on you. And by the way, you don't forget that very quickly.
The strong monthly jobs report only adding to concerns that in order to keep reining in inflation, the Federal Reserve may hike interest rates once again, raising the cost of borrowing to cool the economy. Others see reason for optimism.
I think it's sustainable because you saw wage growth slow down this month.
The strongest job growth came in the leisure and hospitality, government, and healthcare sectors. President Biden today urging members of Congress not to put economic progress at risk.
It's time to stop fooling around. House Republicans, it's time for you to do your job.
As the threat of a government shutdown looms once again next month. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
And before sorting out how to fund the government, House Republicans need to pick a new speaker. President Biden says he will try to work with whoever is chosen to fill the seat.
Still ahead, a shocking discovery at a Colorado funeral home. Police find more than 100 bodies. But did they do anything illegal?
Plus, why a rush of migrants is sparking some controversy in Chicago.